There's something a bit sobering about what's happening right now. I'm currently looting the last loot-dense location that I'm actually aware of in the whole game. There may be more in Forsaken Airfield. Where they are, I don't know. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of the Long Dark in our Against All Odds series, where I am, like I said, literally scouting out the very last... I suppose I should drink some water. That will also help with my encumbrance, which is ridiculous at the moment. I am scouting out the very last loot-dense location that I know of in the game, which is quite a thing to say. I've now explored, 98% of the world? I checked right before I started. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, 98% of the world in the current run, which means I've literally been everywhere. Let's see what we can find. Lots still to explore. Plenty yet to be found. Didn't even fully search this area previously because the cockpit's coming back on. It might have been a little bit of glimmer fog, but if it was oh, hello, that's creepy. If it was glimmer fog, I think it would have disrupted my sleep a bit more, which is what I was hinting at last episode, and didn't happen. But something did turn those cockpits back on, for sure. That's a thing that happened. That is an event that transpired. But it is now the beginning of a new day. We still have looting to do. And of course, after this, honestly, I'm kind of excited. Because not only do we have Signal Void ahead of us. There's a sewing kit. That's nice. We have these objectives. So we have to go back to Forlorn Muskeg, Pleasant Valley, Mountain Town. So we have reason to go back into the map and explore areas that we've already kind of fleshed out a bit. But there's still more in Forsaken Airfield. For sure. There's more here. I just don't know where it is. We are butting up against the ceiling of my knowledge of the Long Dark map right now in this series, and I love it. It's only slightly intimidating. And I'll do what I can. So, just going to search these file cabinets real quick, see if I can find anything. Looks like there's a baseball there. Can't pick it up. Of course not. Stained paper. To say for certain what security will be like out here, told the bots a single exit point at the current airstrip would never satisfy our usual standard for evac. Nowhere else in the world would we set him up for a risk like this, but his eyes are open, and so are mine. The build has the green light. Wonder if that was a date at the bottom? If that was a date, that's interesting. I get the feeling it wasn't. It just had the format of a date, so that's where my brain went first. But I kind of have the impression that it was not. And also the sneaking suspicion that it's much more than that. Okay, let's head down here. The sun is rising, so I won't have to lug this particular thing around much longer. However, there is this this jerry can, which is mostly full, insanely enough. Since we're standing at the spot that I did some inventory management when I came in, I might as well do a little bit more now that I've done some scouting. Let's drop the jerry can again. That's not necessary. I can drop the book, because I'll likely find another. Certainly drop the cattail head. Don't need that. Okay, so I've got some items that can be broken down for cloth. May as well do it. This will help me pass some time. Most of my cloth items are in good shape now, after the repairs I did in the past couple of episodes, so that's okay, but still. One thing I have not yet done in this entire series is build a snow shelter. I've managed to kind of find shelter at every point that I've been in a situation where you might start to think about that, so it hasn't actually become necessary at any point. Although that could also be a perspective thing. Those of you who are more accustomed to making those on a regular basis, you might have been able to point out several times where one of them would have helped. So, could just be that. Playstyle and or knowledge difference, for sure. Okay, so I have this Summit soda, which I will go ahead and drink. I also have those sardines. I think I'll hold off on those, but I will eat the ketchup chips. It's nice that I have the tea. Somebody in the comments pointed out that that does actually help, potentially, with signal void, or not signal void stuff, but... Oh. Hello? There's a lower level? Anyway, not signal void stuff, but with Forsaken Airfield, like Glimmer Fog. There's... Okay, speaking of butting up against my knowledge of... What the hell? I didn't know this was here. Memo. Welcome, Associate. Here at Field 31, we take pride in being a pilot's best resource in the wilderness. From refueling to resupplying to a hot cup of coffee, our goal is to be a welcome way station for all visitors. From time to time, sensitive and hazardous cargo will pass through our hands, and we need to make sure all precautions are taken to safeguard it while it's in our care. Your supervisor will direct you in all work tasks that may or may not intersect with such cargo. Otherwise, it's nothing field associates need to concern themselves with. This is for your safety. Similarly, any off-field visitors you may see handling unlabeled cargo are not to be engaged or noted in any way. Their clearance is pre-checked before they arrive. We hope you find your work at our little outpost rewarding. Day Shift Supervisor. Alrighty. Okay, my mind is blown. I literally didn't know this was here. So when I was saying, oh yeah, there's still so much to explore, I actually didn't have this in mind at all. It's possible, oh, potatoes. It's possible that I'm just not, one potato, sorry. I'm just not remembering. There's 2 more pieces of coal. Definitely take that. But it wasn't that long ago that this zone was released. So I feel like I would know. I feel like I would remember this.
Carry this load for much longer.
I do remember this. But I don't remember it from my stream. I remember it from a moment where Athenon found it. And I actually stopped watching a few seconds later because I was like, oh crap, I don't want to see spoilers for Forsaken Airfield. But I remember, I think this is where he came in and saw the workbench and the forge. Holy crap, the only downside right now, the only downside to this, I remember when I went to Forsaken Airfield myself, I had seen that footage. And I was like, I wonder where that spot is. Man. Okay, well now we know. But again, only downside is I don't actually have a heavy hammer here. We might find one, which would be amazing. But right now we don't have one. All right, so way too much coal. Like entirely too much. I'm going to drop 16 or 12 of those 16 pieces. Wow. Okay, so we have a forge here. That changes things. If I had a heavy hammer, I'd be making more arrowheads right now. But I don't. So I won't. That's freaking awesome though. I didn't know. I really didn't. I know it's crazy, but I had no idea. Okay, so I'm probably still carrying more than I should. That was pretty paltry inventory management, I must say. So let's step back over here and see if there's anything more. Yeah, I did drop some poundage, but at the same time, we can do better than that. Yeah, I have this extra toolkit. Buy. This extra toolkit. Buy. Why am I lugging that around? Lots of extra torches. Let's go ahead and harvest these. This will, of course, pass a little bit more time. Not a ton more, but... Plus, I'll never complain about having additional sticks in an unfamiliar zone. Never, ever, ever. Not something that I will do. Okay, and of course we have a pound of cans that can be dropped. I probably, to tell you the truth, don't need all those sewing kits. And the shortwave radio weighs, hang on, how much? Oh, it weighs nothing. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, Hinterland. Oh my gosh, that is just the best. Okay, sort by weight. We have broth now, so I could technically make some interesting things with that broth. If I killed some ptarmigan, then I could definitely make some interesting things. But I'm going to eat this dog food just to be able to drop the 0.66 pound carry weight. And also, I think I'll go ahead and consume the sardines, because I can. There we go. Still have 16 cattails, by the way, so food is actually not a problem at the moment, which is lovely to say. 3 stems. It's kind of good to know. I really wish I could repair my deerskin stuff, but we can't. That's just not in the cards. I could repair my bedroll, and that would not be a bad idea. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, and now it's just a matter of acknowledging where I need to drop things. So if I look at my entire inventory without looking category by category, honestly, some of the cooking oil can probably be dropped. I can't imagine, like, using all that anytime soon. I'll drop the 19 stack of cooking oil. I know that's maybe sacrilegious in some sense. But given how much I use the recipe book, I think that's one of the most sensible things that I could drop right now. Yeah. I'm glad the shortwave radio doesn't weigh anything, or doesn't weigh anything. Alright, so the other thing is that I really don't need these. Because remember, I left a bunch of these in Broken Railroad. So I don't need more. And I've also mostly repaired a lot of the towers as I've found them. I don't think I've touched the one in Forlorn Muskeg, but I think I'm probably good on these. So I'm going to drop all of that. And now I'm much less encumbered. So let's now take a moment to keep looking around. Remember last time I was down here, the cockpits started to come alive. Literally named the episode after that because of how much it spooked me. But we still have searching to do. For that matter, we haven't even fully checked out the... Thank you for this, Takashi. There are lots more containers to be searched here. Okay. How many more exactly? I can actually select the palette from out here. That's weird. That's very, very rare. But it's close enough to the helicopter that I can do it. Alright. I can leave the vehicle through this side. More containers. Oh, I haven't searched these yet. Hello.
Take it.
Huh. Ragged plaid shirt. There's some more containers up there, but I don't know that I can actually get to those. There's no way I can look at them, is there? It's possible that if I get in the back seat from the other side, maybe the game... That would be a little bit wild if that worked, but I could try it. Yeah, it didn't work. Yeah, so I can't look at those containers above me. Would be really nice if I could. And there's no way for me to move or shift forward. Okay. So I imagine that's just for show. Let's keep looking around because there is more to be found here. I've already been in here. Yes? Maybe? No? I don't think that I have. Honestly, I'm going to get my lantern out because it's a little bit dark. Nope, haven't been in here. Have not indeed. Check that drawer too. Anything on the ground? Nope. Not really. Cool. Alright then. Slowly checking rooms off the list. There is a mountaineering rope that could come in handy. I'm not going to lug that anywhere just now. That's not something that I'm particularly inclined to do. Yeah, see, there's just so much. Last one. There may be a few other locations here, but this is absolutely the last time until more locations are added as part of Tales from the Far territory. It's absolutely the last time that we are going to see this many spots to loot. And it's going to be back to the wilderness as we pursue Signal Void. Not time for that quite yet. Ooh, a tin of coffee. That was... I genuinely was not expecting to find anything in any of these drawers. I just adjusted to the loot table, and I was like, there's nothing here. They're empty. They're gone. Oh, wait, coffee. That's actually really handy. I will take that gift. I think there may be 1 or 2 rooms upstairs that I haven't searched yet. But I think I've searched more of those than I have the rooms down here. Okay, this is interesting. There are no containers in this room, but there are a lot of just kind of objects laying around, and one wonders if you are eagle-eyed, will you see something useful in here? Maybe under one of these tire racks? Nope. Guess not. There's another accelerant. Random plane components. Anything behind this pallet, maybe? Not especially. Nothing underneath there. Now, I think I have been in here, although it's possible that it just feels like the last room that I poked my head into a moment ago. No, I've not been in here.
This'll come in handy.
A decent, simple parka. I was reminded in the comments that there might be a particular item that spawns somewhere here at the airfield. It's not guaranteed, to my knowledge, but even just the possibility that it might spawn is exciting to think about. Okay, let's duck straight across here. I'm pretty sure I've gone through all of those. I think I went into that door, but I don't know that I've really explored this side of things. There is no downstairs staircase here. So noted. Okay. Let me revisit this side of things very quickly, just to make sure I feel like I've been here. Yes, I've been here. Yeah, there's that jerry can sitting there. Yeah, this is where I was when I dropped the water. So with that in mind, actually, I can go ahead and grab some of that water since I just kind of left it up here to dump some weight. You can tell it's weighing me down immediately. But yeah, okay. I'm pretty happy at this point. I think I've scavenged more or less this entire building, and I've certainly done a couple of loops through it over the last 18, now 19 minutes of gameplay. So, let's turn the lantern off because I don't need that anymore. And I am now more encumbered again thanks to that water. And I'm probably not going to lug all of that around. It doesn't really make sense. One of the things I like about the fact that there's a forge here is that it gives me someplace that I can cook. I wasn't necessarily expecting that. Okay, so I believe I've searched all of the upstairs locations. Yeah, I came down this side at the beginning of the episode. Alright then. Water is the main thing I could drop right now, and I'm going to, because there's no way I'm walking around that encumbered. It's just not necessary. That's better. It's not great, but it's better. I'm going to eat a few of these cattails, and we're going to head back out on the road. Still have more of the airfield to explore, and I frankly doubt that we'll leave the airfield this episode. It's not a bad thing, though. And there we go. Alright, so last time I was here, I was quite encumbered. I need to be mindful of wolves, potentially, but there are still aircraft in the area to be looted. Let's check the cargo hatches first. Nothing here. Alright, this is where I feel like there might be a wolf against one side of the building, so I want to be careful here. So many containers. So you can check these, but there's no way to turn your head more than 90 degrees and check those, which makes me sad. Or at least there's no way that's obvious to me. Okay, let me poke my head back here real quick. So I remember a door being there. I want to fully inspect this area. Wow, it is cold. -22. People were talking about how cold this zone was before I got here, and I am definitely picking up on that. Absolutely picking up on that. However, another nice thing about the current situation is notice the visibility right now. The extreme visibility that I have. There's a part of me that wants to try and get up higher. Okay. Been up here already. Just wanted to verify that that wasn't some kind of secret entrance. Nothing here aside from the beds. So I have fully repaired the transmitter downstairs. And outside. So now what I need to do is make sure that I have looted the aircraft outside, because I am aware that I might have missed a few more cargo containers in the helicopters, but I'll just want to double check that. Oh, did I check the ones here? I can't recall. I think I did. I did. Did I check both of them? Because remember, that, when I started hearing sounds from cockpits, that was reason for me to get the heck out as soon as possible. I didn't want to deal with that. I didn't want to deal with any of those wires that I was looking at on the ground coming to life and trying to murder me. That would not have been pleasant, so. I'm not noticing any wolves really crossing the airfield, which is nice. Alright, so we've more or less looted the place up. I think there might be a few exceptions. I'm going to check back through here because there are hatches. Also, let me make sure that I checked all of the hatches in here. I did. Oh, did it say search locker just now? No. Leave vehicle. Had to be sure. Alright, I'm fairly certain I checked these already. Yep. So cold. Holy crap, this is a cold zone. Check that trash can, but I just wanted to double check it anyway.
Did
Check
I
those.
say I hate being cold? Because I really do.
You did. Alright, I don't believe there's anything more in here to be checked. It's just last time I was a little bit... Oh wait, searched. What was in here? Oh yeah, those shoes. Last time I was in here, I was a little bit more perturbed. But I was also kind of excited. So I just want to make absolutely sure I've checked everything here. Okay. Hi, bunnies. Alright, so there are these outbuildings. Just kind of on the side of things, where I could still find useful gear. I'm very curious about what might... God, look at this zone is just so massive. We're kind of up in against one corner of it, which is interesting, because I always picture the airfield as being more central to this zone, but really, when you look at it, we're up against these cliffs, and then there's a lot of terrain that way. And it's very hard for me to know where the exit is right now. I think it's over there. I think that's where we came in. But I really don't know for sure. Okay, I don't want to stay out here too long, but I do want to check this plane, because I don't think I got to it. Really nice visibility right now. Oh, I did get to it. Nice. Did I miss anything in the back seat? No, I did not. Okay, so I've already been out to that shed. So that's everywhere then, unless there's another set of buildings over in that direction. So what I need to do, honestly, is just step inside and warm up for a bit. I have food. And it's time to start exploring the farther reaches of the zone. Okay. And this is a very confined space. I don't exactly love it. You know, I think what I'll do, let's be smart about this. I realize it's a little bit of distance to travel. Okay, there is this shed here. I knew there was at least one more outbuilding somewhere. Hang on. Have I checked this trunk? Yes, I have.
It's so cold. I just want to lay down for a bit.
We're going to check this truck. And check in here. Don't want to give up too much condition, but I think I'll be okay. Nothing in the bed. There's some gloves, not that I need them. Nothing in the visors. Shockingly. Okay. I'm going to go back inside. And I'm going to use that forge to do a bit of cooking. Because I'm getting tired too, by the way. All of this walking around slightly encumbered for the first part of the day has definitely worn me out. So I'm not going to leave right now to go anywhere. I definitely feel like there were wolves kind of circling this building when I first came. Maybe they've updated that, or maybe I'm just misremembering. Let me go ahead, since I have a lot to cook. Also, there's a lot of wood laying around that I didn't pick up. Let me see if there's any in here. I'd have to chop that up. I really don't want to. I could, though. Take it. Yeah, fine. 6 pieces for an hour. You got me. Alright, let's go downstairs. So, I can use that water to cook some of the coffee and tea that I have. I can also cook some other items which might be useful. Might have a lot of cooking to do, to be honest. Kind of a relaxing time in Forsaken Airfield. Not a sentence that you expected to hear, and not something that... Those are 2 labels that don't go together very often. It's not exactly a relaxing zone. But here we are. Alright, so I have this coal here. That's one of the reasons I wasn't too worried about getting a ton of wood. And it's just such a shame because I wish I had the heavy hammer. There's a part of me now that's wishing that I'd brought it. Okay, there we go. Just 2 hours to start. Well, I guess I can put all of the wood on it. There we go. Alright, so let's cook the potato, first and foremost. I'll go ahead and eat that potato, I don't care. That is delicious. Alright, now we have a ton of coffee to be made. Okay, that's all the coffee, and now the herbal tea as well. One of the really handy things about what I'm doing right now, why I grabbed all that water, is that I'm kind of plowing through that water pretty nicely. So I gained the warming up benefit from the potato that I ate, which is pretty nice, I guess. Alright, so I can heat these. I don't need to heat them. Nothing else that I can make at the moment. However, if I place the skillet... Interesting, I need acorn grounds. Don't actually have anything that I need. That's a shame. So what could I... Now that I have broth... I can get more broth if I kill ptarmigan, but what could I make? Okay, ptarmigan stew, rabbit stew. So I could definitely make rabbit stew. Absolutely. If I had more carrots and potatoes, I could make Thompson family stew. Nice. Trout stew. There is a river nearby. I could fish. That is a possibility. Okay, I'm pretty tired at this point. I don't know. Part of me is tempted to just kind of try and make it through the night. I think that's probably the wisest course of action. Let's go ahead and plop the bedroll down. I'm not going to drink any of the tea at the moment. I don't have to. And I didn't even use any of that coal, so I might as well put it back. Alright, so now I can sleep for 8 hours straight. Not quite enough to get through the night, and we might have some glimmer fog, so that could be interesting. Woke up fully rested, and it's the middle of the night. Great. Great. Okay, so at this point, I don't really have much that I can eat apart from the cattails, so I'm just going to go ahead and chow down on as many of these as I can stand. And then try and get to sunrise here before we end the episode. So we can have a nice early start to looking around. It'll be cold, and the weather might not be great. Doesn't sound like the weather's great. But I love that this is a basement, by the way. There's just the feeling of it being... It doesn't necessarily provide a gameplay benefit, but just in terms of it being safer and less noisy. It's kind of like being in the basement of the Pleasant Valley farmstead as opposed to in the house, and you don't have to hear all the rattling. It's the same basic principle. Alright, there's the last of the cattails. I'm not completely out of food, but I'm getting close. The teas will help, but not a lot. Okay. Let me go ahead and pass time for like I hate this. 4 hours. That's more calorie burn than I'm interested in. And now I should be able to sleep for, what, 2? And that'll be the very beginning of the day, which is perfectly timed. All considered. All right. And with that, we've got a save point. The sun is just starting to rise. You can't really tell yet. But in the next episode, I am going to actually leave the airfield and start looking around some of the outer edges of the zone, which looks like it's going to take a month real time to do, because the game, the zone is just so massive. But I know for a fact there is at least one cabin. Might be kind of hard to reach, but I get the feeling there's probably more than one. I just have to kind of know where to look, and I don't really know what the geography of the outer edges of the zone is even like. So I'm very interested in just sort of exploring that freely, and then we'll go back toward the inland area, back to the original areas of Great Bear, and start working on Signal Void while waiting for more zones to drop as we approach the 200-day mark, by the way. That's going to be here before long, too. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If you're not new here, look for the join button for access to channel-unique emotes, badges, and other perks. New episodes drop every day but Wednesday at 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome, so leave your thoughts below, and I'll see you next time.